If my brother was with me, I wouldn't be. I'd stand right here because I know how my brother is. Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Board Schwartz with Kirby Smith. I'm Kirby Smith and I'm standing here with Mr. Barnett Schwartzman, who is the president of the Mount Dora Historical Society. Good morning,
Yes,
sir. How are you doing?
Sir, and back to you. I'm doing fine.
We are standing here in downtown Mount Dora at your historical museum.
Yes, we are.
Not only is it a museum, but it's the old jail and the old firehouse.
Yes, sir.
Could you tell us a little bit about that to start off with?
Well, basically, the building goes back to 1923. And the reason they built a firehouse in 1923 is half of this block burnt down in 1922. They could handle a small fire, but they couldn't handle something that size. They thought they better do better. So they built the building. They got themselves a little hose cart, bought a siren, made sure they could find water from place to place. And that was the system. They set it up.
And that's back when you say hose cart, that's back when the fire departments were horse-drawn.
Well, if you're lucky, you found a horse. Otherwise, you had to tug that puppy wherever you're going.
And here in the city of Mount Dora, you know, there's a lot of hills, so I can only imagine that.
Yeah, going downhill's a lot easier.
Going downhill is a lot easier than going uphill.
I guess that's a philosophical statement. Stay away from that.
So, not only has it served as a firehouse, it also served as the city jail.
Yeah, the way that...
And I'm assuming the police department.
To a certain degree, the police department, too. The booking area was in here at various times. But basically what happened was their first real fire truck in 1926 LaFrance actually fit. So life was good. But then they discovered they needed a second truck. When that happened, it didn't fit. So at that point, the fire department went to a second building, and the city turned this into the city jail.
I gotcha. So what if somebody's looking at this and just perusing your beautiful city of Mount Dora, which, by the way, is absolutely fantastic.
We like it.
What can people find in here? What is there special about the Mount Dora Museum?
Well, what you really have here is a strong link to the past, how things were done, how people lived, how things looked. And I've always found it pretty valuable that you can kind of figure out better where you are than when you figure out where you were. So if you start at the beginning, it takes you to the present, it takes you to the future, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, as you know, in my mind, there's nothing better to bring you to the future as look at your past and see where you came from.
Oh, well, we're on the same page.
So why don't we do that? Why don't we go inside and show people what you have and encourage them to come on down here to the city of Mount Dora to look at your beautiful museum. So we are standing here in front of your museum, and the first thing we come to is this plaque. What's about this plaque?
I like talking about these because we've just gotten started on this program. One of the things you talked about talking about was civic identity. So a big part of what you are comes from where you were. So that's what this is all about. We've put up 25 of these now. They're scattered all over town. They're all historical building markers. We aim for buildings that have some historical importance, and then we try and mark them up the way they were. So like this one, for instance, and they all do, show when the building was built, why it was built, and who built it.
We are now in your beautiful museum here.
Thank you.
Before we start talking about the map, you mentioned this used to be the firehouse.
Yes, sir.
And that you had the actual fire truck here. It's not really a truck.
Not now.
It's a fire cart.
Yes, it is.
And is that what this is here?
This is what they started off with. Like I said before, that block burnt down. That's why they built the firehouse. So the first thing they got was what they could get, and that's what they could get. And they also got a siren and built the building too. So basically what happened with this thing is the siren would go off and everybody get here in a hurry. And they got here in a hurry for two reasons. The first guys who got here got to steer. Everybody else had to tug if they didn't find something else.
So you want me to
So we got here in a hurry, yeah. Okay, so this is a real bucket brigade bucket. It has this section on the bottom for a purpose. And the purpose is kind of twofold. You can get a little extra water in there, that's handy. But mostly, you can't put it down. The idea is that this is supposed to go to the next person in line.
Right.
It's not supposed to go on the ground.
So anybody that sat it down
is absolutely busted. You set it down, it falls over, your shoes got wet.
Uh-huh.
You don't want to be that person.
You don't want to be that person.
No, you don't want to be that
That is
person.
absolutely amazing. And I never knew that about the bucket brigade.
Okay.
I never knew that they had specialized buckets just for the bucket brigade.
And you will find that all through here. The little practical things that you never would have thought of and might not really recognize what it's for at first, but they all make a lot of sense.
So you have a lot about the history of the citrus.
Mm-hmm.
As people may or may not know, all of Lake County was nothing but citrus. Started right here in the Golden Triangle area,
Mm-hmm.
and then moved from there.
Yep.
But more than just citrus, we have a wide variety of history throughout the city and throughout the Golden Triangle area. Can you go over some of that?
Like the early days or things like that?
Early days?
Well, this museum is the early days. When you're talking about early settlement, here it is. You got a lot of the people who were involved back then, a lot of the places that were involved back then, a lot of the commercial enterprises that were going on back then. And basically, it's just one other thing that we like to emphasize throughout everything. For instance, the Chautauqua was a TED Talk, basically, put on by the Methodist Church for adult education. And oddly enough, it had a lot to do with the town growing up. There were a lot of topics discussed. There were like 4 pillars that the church expressed. One was exercise, religion, art, and basically just education. But it was a whole lot went on. And 2,500 would show up for that Chautauqua here in town in the 1890s and early 1900s. There were only 150 people in town.
Mm-hmm.
So it had big impact. And oddly enough, it's part of the reason that we look the way we do. Because all these people coming down were mostly coming down from up north. And they were here in the December, January time frame, and they were not shoveling snow. They thought that was pretty cool.
I thought that was pretty cool.
So they'd buy a little lot and build a little house and sort of turn into the first snowbirds. But the little house they built like their house from up north.
We're here at the Mount Dora jail.
Yes, sir.
It's a 3-stall jail.
It is now. These stalls used to go down all the way to the front door.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And that was a cell. And that was a cell. I don't know why they had so many, but they did.
Maybe Mount Dora was a fun town back then.
I'm not going to touch that. Your definition of fun,
All right.
sir.
So I noticed you have some artifacts in here. Can people actually open these doors and go in?
Yeah, let's do that.
All
Because
right.
this one is set up the way they were.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I don't know if they had a chair, but they had the commode and a bed. And that was it. So it was a drunk tank, sleep it off, go home in the morning. But we did have escapes from time to time. And in here you have a picture of one of the guys who escaped. You got the Mills brothers. So history's singing to you. If you want her to sing louder, you open the doors. Yeah, it makes you smile, doesn't it?
Well, Mr. Barnett, I certainly appreciate your time. If anybody's looking for more information about the Historical Society, do you have a website or anything?
We have a website at start from the beginning, Mount Dora Historical Society.com. So
All
if you
right.
put that in, you get us, and we have provided access to the city archives there, which is a wonderful thing to have. And we just have stories about everybody. And the main thing that I want you to take away from here is we try to have stories about everybody in town. We want to cover everybody who lived here, everybody who did something, everybody, regardless of color, creed, race, or anything like that. If they were part of the history, we want them to be part of the museum.
Well, that builds a community, right?
That's the idea, sir.
So do you have operating hours?
We operate from 1 to 4, 6 days a week, every day but Monday.
And that's on your website.
And that's on the website.
So I would encourage you to come on down here to the Mount Dora Historical Society. It's a wonderful little museum. Go to the website, learn a little bit more history about Mount Dora and the surrounding areas. Mr. Barnett, I can't thank
All
you
right, sir.
enough for everything
Well, thank you
you've
for
done.
coming. We'd love to show the place off.
I certainly appreciate your generosity in opening up for us.
I didn't even offer you a cup of
Wonderful. It's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to see the firehouse and the jail. But if you're ever looking for something to do with the family, bring them on down here to the Historical Society and the museum. Whatever you do, be good to your friends, be good to your neighbors. Most importantly, help out when you can. That's all we have for Barnett Schwartzman, Kirby Smith. See you next Wednesday.